We've dug up the painful truth about this game. It's the digital equivalent of finding a rusty old square grooved wedge in your bag. It's brutal, it's cringeworthy. We are at number 10, Bryson DeChambeau versus the public playground. This isn't a shank into the cheap seats or a splash that looked like a cannonball. It's a public relations screw-up. Bryson, the mad scientist DeChambeau, bless his analytical heart, goes out to play a Muni course for a YouTube video and starts talking like he's inspecting a Martian landscape. He started complaining about the inconsistent lies, saying hitting off dirt and sand was brutal and way more difficult than his manicured PGA Tour tracks. Look, a weekend player might nod and say, hey, tell me about it, buddy, but hearing a multi-millionaire professional golfer who rolls around in a private jet say it, that's about as tone-deaf as a 12 handicapper trying to qualify for the US Open. It was a classic read the room fail that just reminded everyone of the gilded cage Bryson is currently in. Number 9, Bubba Watson blames his caddy. Now, there's an unwritten rule out here, and it's been there since the time of hickory shafts. You win as a team, you lose as a team. Bubba Watson has on a few occasions seemed to miss that memo, and at the 2013 Travelers, the hot mic was having a field day. You could hear him publicly chewing out poor Ted Scott. Yes, Scotty Scheffler's caddy right now. The caddy was shifting the blame for club selection with lines like, "You're the one that did it." That's just a masterclass in poor sportsmanship, like throwing your glove at an umpire. You're supposed to stick with your man. It was pure, unadulterated, cringe-worthy, inducing awfulness. Those moments are an unforgettable lesson in what not to do when the lens is pointed right at your foolishness. Coming in at number 8, Woody Austin's unforgettable swim, and this one is pure unscripted comedy. The 2007 President's Cup, Woody Austin has a ball sitting on the edge of a water hazard, half submerged. Instead of taking his drop like a reasonable human, he decides to go for the hero shot. He's standing there like a heron on one leg, takes a mighty lash, and the force of the swing acts like a catapult and sends him tumbling backward, headfirst into the pond. He emerges looking like a drowned muskrat, but he was smiling. Instantly, he became Aquaman, a permanent reminder of his very, very wet and very, very dopey fail. The golf gods were having a grand time with that one. Number 7, Hale Irwin's whiff. The 6-inch brain fart. This fail is a mental lapse of epic proportions, a total concentration misstep. It was the 1983 Open Championship at Royal Birkdale. Hale Irwin is right in the mix. On the 14th green, he leaves a putt a mere 6 inches from the cup. He walks up, tries to tap it in casually with the back of a putter, and completely misses the ball. A full-on air swing whiff from basically on top of the hole. It was such a careless moment that Irwin, the poor soul, had to admit the stroke counted. He would lose the tournament to Tom Watson by a single stroke, making that phantom tap-in one of the most costly 6-inch brain farts in major championship history. Number 6, Tiger Woods and Amen Corner disaster. We are at the Masters, and Tiger Woods is usually a story of total domination, but in 2020, the iconic 12th hole at Augusta became his personal Alcatraz. This one hole delivered the highest single score of his entire professional career. It was a complete train wreck. The tee shot is wet. He takes a drop. The third shot spins back into the water. The fifth shot flies the green into the back bunker. From there, he sculls the sand shot over the green and back into the water for a third time. When he finally taps in, the number on the card is a 10. It was an almost unbelievable sequence of errors from a man who owns this place. He did, in true Tiger fashion, however, birdie 5 of the next 6 holes, but that image of the GOAT being utterly defeated by one short par 3 remains unforgettable. We have 2 more about the Masters, Rory McIlroy's Augusta implosion. It was 2011. A 21-year-old Rory McIlroy was sailing, destined to collect his first green jacket. He had a commanding 4-shot lead going into Sunday's final final round. Then the whole darn thing fell apart like a cheap umbrella in a hurricane. The meltdown started on the 10th hole, and folks, Rory hits a tee shot so far left it was probably asking the members in the cabins for a sandwich. That led to a triple bogey 7. He was visibly shaking. Then a bogey. Then a 4-putt double bogey on the 12th. In just 3 holes, his lead had evaporated in a shocking 6-shot swing. He shot a final round 80 and 80, finishing tied for 15th in one of the most harrowing collapses Augusta has ever seen. The kid got a dose of the business end of golf that day. Here we are with another implosion at the Masters and Jordan Spieth's back 9 breakdown. It was the 2016 Masters and Jordan Spieth made the turn on Sunday with a 5-shot lead, looking utterly unstoppable, like a runaway freight train. But Amen Corner was waiting, and it's a nasty beast. After a couple of bogeys, he stands on the tee of the par 3 12th and disaster strikes. His tee shot is wet. He takes a drop, and the very next shot, a little wedge, also finds a watery grave. It was a quadruple bogey 7 that vaporized his lead right there on the spot. The final humiliation, the cherry on top of this very sour Sunday, was that Spieth, the defending champion, had to present the green jacket to Danny Willett, the guy who won because of his own collapse. That's just a lousy twist of the knife, a rotten way to end the day. Number 3, the Q School collapse that cost a career. You know, majors are about glory, but PGA Tour Q School is about survival. It's a grueling meat grinder where one shot can cost you a tour card. This one, in December 2025, wasn't even the player's fault, which makes it so brutal. Severe weather forced officials to cancel the final round of the qualifying site, wiping all the scores from that day. James Nicklaus had played brilliantly, moving inside the cut line through 13 holes, but the rule book is a cold-hearted thing. And when those scores were erased, the standings reverted, and he missed advancing to the final stage by a single shot. It was a gut-wrenching fail caused not by a bad swing, but by a rule and a weather front. It's a darn shame, a cruel way to crush a player's hard-earned progress in an instant. Coming in at number 2, Pat Perez's playoff shank. The LIV Golf Tour markets itself as golf, but louder. But for Pat Perez, it was the sound of silence that was absolutely deafening. Team playoff, high-pressure spot. On the first playoff tee, with everything on the line, Perez does what every single weekend hacker has done. This on a massive stage. You just don't expect that from a tour pro. But here's the LIV twist. His teammate, Dustin Johnson, bails him out. The LIV moment, a truly embarrassing professional fail, immediately erased by the team concept. Hey, and you know what? If you're enjoying this cringe fest, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And we are at number 1 and Greg Norman's Masters nightmare, the Great White Choke. There are collapses, and then there is the slow, agonizing unraveling of Greg Norman at the 1996 Masters. This is the yardstick against which all other chokes are measured. The Shark entered the final round with a 6-shot lead over Nick Faldo. That's an insurmountable lead, practically a trophy presentation waiting to happen. What followed was a car crash in slow motion, right there in front of the whole darn world. Playing alongside Faldo, that lead bled away like a paper cut, slow and painful. With bogeys on 9 and 11, the true disaster struck on the 12th, where his tee shot found the water, leading to a double bogey and handing the lead to Faldo. Any hope of recovery was drowned on the 16th when another tee shot found the water. Norman's final round 78 to Faldo's 67 represented an 11-shot swing. It's the largest blown lead in Masters history. It was a public dismantling so complete and so painful that it remains for many the most humiliating fail in golf. A truly rotten day for the Shark. From a casually goofy comment to a championship-losing catastrophe, these moments show that golf's true challenge is the battle against your own 2 ears. It's a sport that builds character, but it can also produce moments of pure, unadulterated humiliation. It's what makes the game so frustrating, so relatable, and ultimately so darn great. Thanks for watching, and hey, don't forget, subscribe, like, and hey, always keep it in the short stuff.